Hello everybody and welcome to Mark Goldbridge, That's Football. We've picked the Euro squad. We did that as the tier list for England. What is therefore the best England team to win the Euros? Let the debate begin. We've seen us play against San Marino. Some of us fell asleep. We've seen us play against Albania. And I think the issues with Southgate are very, very clear. So what is your best England 11? And is this team actually good enough to win the Euros? Because I think it is. I think France are a fantastic side. I think there are others as well. But this England team could win the Euros with the talent it's got if we were set up in the correct way. So I'm going to give you my team, but get in the comments, see what you think about this, because I'm sure there's going to be some disagreement here. But what I absolutely see happening with England is that we're going to limp our way to the quarterfinals or the semi-finals or get knocked out because Southgate just is not good enough at this level to use the talent that he's got. He's a defensive coach and he's clearly going to go defensive minded. This Henderson Phillips, it's not Henderson, Rice and Phillips thing in the midfield when you've got all the attacking talent is going to mean that we're going to leave some really good players at home in the summer, I think. So anyway, starting off in goal, Pope for me. Pickford will be the keeper, but I think Pope's a safer pair of hands, and I don't think Pickford's really... I think Pickford's got a mistake in him. I don't know what the obsession is with Pickford. I don't even know why he's Everton goalkeeper, let alone England keeper. It would be Henderson or Pope for me, and I think Pope is the more reliable keeper at the moment. So Pope would be in goal. More controversial, probably right back, is I'd go Reece James. I've thought about this one. It's one of the key positions in the team. I think Reece James goes forward well, but he's also defensively better than Trent is at the moment. Trippier has an outside chance, but realistically, I think we should only be taking three right backs anyway, because Kyle Walker should be going as a sort of backup centre-back stroke right back. So I'd go Reece James over Trent Alexander-Arnold. That could change in the next few weeks, but right here, right now, I'd go with Reece James. I like him. I think he's an all-round right back, and I think he's the best right back to go with for England at the moment. Centre-back pairing is straightforward. Harry Maguire and Stones, I think they complement each other well. There is a little bit of a lack of pace there, and look, then it's definitely not Terry and Ferdinand time, but it's probably about as good as we could hope for. I mean, the injury to Joe Gomez means that he obviously is not into consideration. And when you look elsewhere, Mings and Cody, they're good centre-backs. But I think it's got to be Maguire and Stones. Both experience of the Champions League, one of them more than others. But yeah, definitely Stones and Maguire for me. Left back Luke Shaw, people won't appreciate that. Some Man United fans don't appreciate that. There seems to be this stigma attached to Luke Shaw that he's actually not that good, when clearly to me he's one of the world's best left backs this season. He's been that good for Manchester United. Great to see him getting the assist for Harry Kane against Albania. He's added that consistency to his game in the final third, and defensively, very, very sound. He's a very, very good defensive positional left back, but also the energy that he shows going back and forward. He often overshines the right back because he's just so energetic at getting back and forward. So Luke Shaw is a dead cert at left back. And then we move into that midfield. Now, I would be happy to play the 4-2-3-1, so I'm going to play a midfield 2, which is what Southgate does, whether he plays a back 5 or a back 4. I don't want to see a back 4. I don't think anyone wants to see that. Declan Rice definitely is the player that starts in one of those positions. What a season he's having for West Ham. He's still in his very early 20s. Leadership traits, which is massive because not everyone's got that, but to have someone in that position with that is really important. And I think he's more than capable of running that midfield in the defensive section himself. I would put next to him, not Phillips of Leeds. I mean, I like Phillips, and I think the fact that he plays under Bielsa and they are progressive and there is, he moves around a lot, that tenacity, which is really important. I do like that. You could also put Jordan Henderson there if you wanted to, and maybe he's a consideration. But I just feel that this is the position where if you truly trust Declan Rice to give you that leadership and organisation in the midfield, and defensive shield, then next to him you need to put somebody who's got that ability to get into the opposition box, the box-to-box midfielder. And that, to me, can only be one of two players. You either go Ward-Prowse, who I'm not sure is actually that international star level. Maybe, maybe not. Bellingham, is he quite ready? Maybe, maybe not. I'd certainly have those on the one of those two as the squad, as the bench player for the position. I actually put Mason Mount in there. Now, you really do what you do by putting Mason Mount in there is it allows you to have another number 10, which could be Foden, Grealish, Sancho, which we'll get to in a minute. But if you put Mason Mount in there, there's no doubt that he's got a great engine. There's no doubt that he's tenacious. There's no doubt that he's good at pressing. So if you've got Declan Rice there for the defensive responsibility, and you've got Mason Mount there for the box-to-box role, who will be defensively disciplined and help out, but will also get forward and is good on the ball. I think this is the most important thing. A prober from deep who can get the ball, carry the ball, pass the ball. I think Mason Mount's the player I would go with. Of course, Southgate's never going to do this, but I'm trying to win the Euros. I'm trying to put the best England team out I can. So I would go Declan Rice and Mason Mount next to him as a more box-to-box sort of player, which then frees up the number 10 position, which we think Mason Mount will get, and obviously have 2 CDMs behind him, which I think is way too defensive. So I'd have Mount with Rice, and then I'd have Grealish at 10. Now, you could go Foden. You could even pull Sancho in there. Some might even go Maddison or Lingard. But for me, it's Jack Grealish. Now, I know he's injured at the moment, but this is the player that, for the last 2 years in the Premier League, has been basically the man for Aston Villa. He kept them up, and then he's got them up into the top half of the table. The last few weeks, Villa have dropped like a stone without him. Clearly, the key factor at Aston Villa. And when you're doing that in a team like that, then you should be playing for England. And Jack Grealish for me. I mean, look, this is a player that Southgate may not even take to the Euros. I'd put him in at number 10 because I just think he's got that star quality, and this is his platform. So Jack Grealish plays as the number 10 for me. And then you're left with your front three. Well, Harry Kane's going to be the number 9. Nobody's going to stop. Going to argue with that. I mean, Mr. Complete Striker. I said it before. I mean, I put by my standards a very stupid tweet out a few months ago saying that Anthony Martial was a more complete striker than Harry Kane. I mean, that's the ultimate jinx, and it wasn't even intentional. But what I was talking about is that I watch a lot of Anthony Martial. He had the goals last season, and his build-up play, his work rates, his ability to move players around are very good. But obviously that just sounds ridiculous when he's had such a bad season. But for me, Harry Kane was a goal scorer. I always saw Harry Kane as a goal scorer. What I've seen in Harry Kane this year, and many people will probably say he's always had it, is just that when he's not scoring goals, his link-up play, his assists, his intelligence, he is the most complete striker. I'd say he's probably the most complete striker in world football with Haaland and Lewandowski, you know, as a number 9 at the moment. He's got to play. He's got to play. So that leaves the 2 wide positions. I'm conflicted here. I am conflicted here. I think it has to be Sterling and Rashford, but I think both those players have question marks about them. Now, some people will be saying, no, it shouldn't be Rashford because they don't like Rashford. Some people will be saying they don't want Sterling, but ultimately I think I would go with those because the alternative is you put Grealish on the wide, which I don't really want to do, or you put Foden on the wide, which I don't really want to do, or you put Sancho on the wide, which, you know, I do want to do. But it's close. But I just think at the moment I still go with Sterling and Rashford. I think Sterling has not really had a great England career. There's been moments, there's been hat-tricks, there's been good performances, but consistently I don't think Sterling does his talent justice. Rashford, you could say the same, but this could be the tournament where they do it, and I'm trying to win the Euros. So I would probably go with those 2. Rashford and Sterling, but look, it's close. There's definitely things you can do. You could put Foden on, you could put Sancho on, but that just shows you the depth of quality, and I think this is why it's really important that we're not playing with a midfield 2 that is defensive, so that you can only play 1 number 10. If you're only playing 1 number 10, that means either Foden, Mount, Grealish are on the bench, or maybe one of them's not even there. And we need to get that attacking influence. And I think that comes, if I'm trying to win the Euros, I'm trying to win the Euros. I'm not trying to nick it 1-0 and keep clean sheets. I'm trying to win it. And I think your back four with Declan Rice, and then your box-to-box player being Mason Mount, gets you Grealish into the team, your wide players and Harry Kane, and with Luke Shaw and Reece James getting forward, because they're both brilliant engines at getting back and forward. I think that's a fantastic team. Don't think we're going to see it. I think we're going to see a defensive Southgate. We might even see a back 5 Southgate, which makes my eyes want to throw up, because we've got so much attacking talent. We've got 2 fullbacks who will get back and forward, and we can be a much more on the front foot team. But this defensive obsession that seems to have leaked into my club, Manchester United, but also England, is so frustrating. Please smash a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe. Lots of content like this on the channel and debates to get through. But get your comments in. What is your England 11 to win the Euros? Not saying we're going to, but what would you go with? How would you set it up? Get your comments in. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.